Pretty excited. He got on the bus and he's good. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, did I cover all my bases? Are they gonna make a big deal about him taking crayons and stuff to school? Because I think his school district. I'm gonna make sure that that's not his bus dropping him back off. That happened to us once. No, it's the one that came before his old bus. Because his new school starts earlier. So let me switch hands here. By the time I get the hang of walking with a stupid cane, I'll already be better. I really don't know how some people do it. So, Chris didn't get much sleep last night because he was really excited. I had to tell him to go back to sleep, the whole 9 yards. And then, he tried really hard. He did. He tried really hard, but he was so excited. I'm going over things after last year and how his old teacher would, assume things. He's wearing ankle socks, well, she realized that he's wearing socks with his shoes. So, we've got extra things that we're worried about. Because of the things that, his teacher would harass his dad about last year. He doesn't look like he's wearing, she was just all up in our business. There was this one time she called his dad about socks and he was wearing them. So now, she just didn't see them because they were ankle socks and they were in his shoes. You're not supposed to be able to really see those. They're ankle socks. And you can kind of, see the edges of them. But some people aren't that observant. So, it's not so. I actually had to tell him that he couldn't wear another pair of socks because they weren't ankle socks. They were just really stretchy. They were old socks from before his feet became the size of monsters. I'm surprised he still had them. So, yeah. I told him he's not allowed to wear those to school. If he really wants to, he can wear them around the house as long as they don't hurt him. But not to school. Because he needs to wear socks that fit. We didn't say this part, but otherwise people will think that we don't buy him clothes that fit. Yeah. He was wearing a bright outfit. Bright blues and awesome on the front of his shirt. And, this kid loves bright colors. He picked out this outfit, so yeah. And I was just sort of wow, I would not be caught dead wearing something this bright. Because I don't like wearing bright colors. I like drawing and painting in bright colors. Yes. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, depends on the piece. But I like drawing people who are wearing bright colors. I do not like to wear them. Sometimes I like red. But it's more of a deep tone red. I don't usually wear the bright in your face neon red. And this isn't even neon, but it's still like this shade of blue that just pops. Like, this kid likes bright colors. So, he's wearing bright colors. I can just see it now. This is gonna be the kid whenever he grows up. I'm gonna be like, are you gonna wear that shirt? And he's gonna be like, what's wrong with it, Mom? And it's going to look like a puke of color. And it's going to be like, and then like, one day, he's going to get married. And his other half is going to say, how do I get him not to wear this shirt? And I'm gonna say you don't. Or offer him something else. If it doesn't work and he's really dug in about it, it's just not going to happen. Cause, there's still a point where we're like, okay, honey, no, your clothes still need to match somewhat. But as long as it matches, we don't tell him what to wear. As long as it doesn't look like a preschooler dressed themselves, we're good. Yeah. Sometimes he'll test us by putting his shoes on the wrong feet. He knows, and he knows how to check. Sometimes he just doesn't. Or he just wants to know that you are paying attention. So he'll do it. Oh, I'm so worried. I was trying not to tell the teacher, yeah, I sent you this picture of him in his first day of school clothes, like, waiting for the bus. Because I'm, like, scared shitless that you will somehow miss him. I'm bad, okay? Like, first days of school, like, you think going up to it for, like, a month beforehand, you're like, oh, I can't wait for this. And then the first day of school comes, and then you're like, oh my god, is everything in order? Like, a couple days before, you'll start going, everything in order, everything in order. Like, yeah. Making sure that everything's good, and, we went over the lunch menu last night for school, and they show us on here what the kids are supposed to be eating at school. And, we can send them with a lunch. So I gave Chris the option. I was like, do you want to pack a lunch or eat the lunch there? And on this one, he was kind of iffy on it. I guess he's sort of discovered that some of these don't stay with him like things from home. And, like, he's kind of getting old enough that he's realizing that my stuff tastes better. No. He's always known that, but, like, this kid, food is food. If it's food, he's down. To a degree. I think he's starting to get a little bit more preference for some things, and, like, you kind of hesitated before saying school, like, but I want your food. But everybody else is eating this. But I want your food. But all my classmates are going to eat this. But I want your food, sort of thing. And that's what we ran into last year, where he never really wanted to take his lunch because he didn't want to stand out. He didn't... That's the irony of things, I guess. He wanted to take it because he likes my food. He likes the food that me and his dad make for him. But he would say, but my classmates are eating school food. And so he didn't want to take it because he wanted to, if everybody else was going to eat that, he wanted to eat it too. And I figure he'll probably grow out of that. Because I remember as a kid, my primary reason in the younger years for wanting to take lunch was because everybody else was doing it. Especially in preschool. And I don't know, I guess there was a point whenever I kind of just decided based on the food. And I would just, and then, and then that was taken from me because my grandmother was just like, oh, you get free lunches? Nope, you have to. She wasn't going to do the take a lunch thing. So, yeah. Oh, and then, she would argue that it was cheaper to have me buy lunch whenever I didn't qualify, whenever they were like, actually, we already took a look at this, and you guys don't actually qualify for free lunches. Yeah. Sometimes I didn't eat. Because whenever the price for lunch went up, my grandmother didn't want to give me more money, so I can see the value in a program like this, making sure that all the kids eat. But also, like, I don't know, like, his last school, like, they didn't want him to bring any school supplies. Like, they basically, like, said, don't send these with him, and actually got mad. And they're like, well, the district provides it. And I'm like, well, what if he just wants his own crayons? That there's kind of like a danger in this, too. It's like, I know that this program exists to help, but there's a danger in it. Because you're teaching the kids to just go along with everybody else. And that I don't know, there's just a danger that they'll basically come out thinking that government takes care of people, and it really doesn't. Even whenever it's supposed to, or says that it does, it doesn't. And I mean supposed to as in it says that it does, or it's a program that is meant to do that. Often it becomes a way to take advantage of that very presumption. And a lot of people get hurt. So, I don't know, whenever he grows up, I want him to be able to stand on his own. And I want him to be self-reliant, not expecting everyone else to feed and supply him. And I want him to know that while it's okay to ask for help, if you need it, like, leave some of that help for other people, because I don't know, right now he's getting to the point where we're just deciding based on food and what he wants to eat. But a lot of that decision is based on how much he thinks his classmates and his friends and all that are going to be doing so. And I just worry. Because either way, there are negative connotations. There's an up and a downside either way. And some schools, I'd imagine it's much like with the school supplies at his last school. Like, we didn't really get an answer, so I let him take some of them anyway. And we'll just see what happens. But yeah. I just worry because I think I just worry about how everything affects him. Like, how will this affect who he grows into one day? Like, will he learn accountability? No. And, sort of like what kind of kid is like, he likes to be the center of attention, make no mistake, but Chris is, I don't know, sometimes it's easy to assume that he's saying everything that he's thinking, but I've seen it. I grew up with a stoic, and I used to pull that same spiel. It's very easy for me to see whenever somebody isn't saying something, or they're trying to, like, put out a different image. I typically don't do that. In fact, like, they actually note whenever I am attempting to, in any way, project an image. Just, I actually took care of my appearance. And then they put down in the paperwork, is engaging in, what did they call it? I don't remember what they called it, but it basically meant management of how people see you, of the image that you project. But it was all I did was, like, do my hair right beforehand, and, like, normally I don't, like, dress in, like, holy clothes to meet with them anyway. That's just around the house stuff. And I'm like, what? I don't wear makeup. I don't wear a bra. So, like, this automatically puts me in doesn't care category. I guess. Yeah. So, anyway, like, if they think that I'm trying to, like, do that, they will note it. And it doesn't even have to be with anything else. It just has to be with just I dressed and they thought that it was just a little bit nicer or something. They didn't actually, like, talk to me about it or anything to see if that's what I was doing. I just wore a shirt that was a little bit nicer. Yeah. It doesn't make that much sense. But, whenever I was a teenager, and a kid, actually, I learned to put on a smile that I didn't feel a lot. And sometimes I've seen Chris do that. The thing of it is like, at this point, it's not me trying to manage anybody's opinion of me or mask anything. Well, not to the extent that I did. I mean, sometimes I don't want to tell Chris that I actually kind of feel, like, sad or something, because it's not, like, something that he can help. So I'll smile instead, and I'll just say I love you, and, kiss him on the forehead or something, and distract him with something. And I wonder, I don't know, I don't really want him to pick up the idea that pretending to feel something that you don't is a good idea. And he used to do this a lot more, though, so, like, I don't know if he's getting that from me or it's just, like, a holdover and, like, it's there to stay. I don't know. And I just worry. I worry about everything. Okay? I worry about, like, is he eating enough of the right things? Did he eat enough of this? Is it enough? Is he absorbing it right? Sleep. Do you get enough sleep? I worry about everything. Is he gonna bounce off the walls today? Oh, please don't give him candy. Because he will. Chris and Sugar, like, he already has a really fast metabolism. Don't give him sugar. That's like asking for trouble. You can't give this kid sugar or caffeine. He will just get more hyper. Like, he has a lot of energy, but, like, you haven't seen nothing until this kid has... He's had caffeine once. He ran in circles until he passed out. This was a couple of years back, but he hasn't had any since. Chris is not allowed to have anything with caffeine in it. His metabolism already gives him more than enough energy. And I'm actually trying to find out if that's part of why sometimes, like, he feels like he's slept enough when he hasn't. I'm not sure. But whenever he wakes up in the middle of the night and goes pee, it doesn't take long for him to wake up, like a daisy, in the middle of the night. And, like, he'll go back to sleep eventually. But sometimes you have to tell him, because he really, like, just feels like he should be awake right now. And yeah, he's got a really high metabolism, and he's a daisy fresh out of bed. I don't know how else to put that. He can go from 0 to 100, and, like, he can go from to in, like, nothing, flat. Okay, maybe sometimes it can take, like, a minute, but, like, it's still less time than it takes him, like, to go pee. Like, lock it. Like, you don't think it takes that long, but whenever he wakes up in the middle of the night, it usually takes, regardless of whether or not we tell him not to drink a bunch of water before bed. It doesn't matter if he has or he hasn't. He will still at some point wake up and pee like a racehorse. And, by the time, he's gotten out of bed, gone to the bathroom, gone back to bed, he's already awake. And often he doesn't want to go back to sleep. So then we have to tell him to go back to sleep. You have to get up early in the morning. That's usually a good one. But if he doesn't have to get up in the morning, he's like, why? I don't have to get up in the morning. Oh, this is where things go south. This is where there are times that after breakfast in the morning, I've said, you know what, Chris? Why don't you go take a nap? Or, you know what, Chris? Go back to bed. It's time to get up. But, you could have been up right now, but you need to go back to bed for at least an hour. And those are the times he really didn't get enough sleep. Those are the times that boy is so tired he's whining at me for everything. No, I mean, like, you tell him no, he's just like, go back to bed. Now. He actually does that too. And I'm like, you want me to put you in the corner for talkback? I don't like to put you in the corner for talkback. And he goes up the stairs. Like, well, not talkback, it's attitude or talk back, yeah, basically. Like, if he just stands there and just makes sounds like that, I'm like, go do it or you're gonna end up in timeout. And yeah. He's actually hissed at me. Like, he can't. That's fine, because you know what? We all have been that tired. I have been that tired. But, you know, I'll kind of remind him, like, for things like name calling and stuff, there are consequences. So, like, if all you're gonna do is stand there and hiss at me, there's going to be consequences. Because you can't just stand there and hiss at me whenever I tell you to go back to bed. And I'll be like, you're not a cat. And he'll be like, wow. And I'll just be like, go to bed. And they'll be like, he'll just go, but then I'll have to tell him, no, walk on 2 feet. Oh, I've actually had to do that. Like, he was so determined to just be as defiant as possible that whenever I said, you're not a cat, he became so determined that he was going to pretend to be a cat. Like, he was just so tired. He did not care. He just wanted to do whatever he wanted, and anything that you told him to do wasn't it. That's not... Hi, gorgeous. That's not something that happens often. I disturbed her by meowing, and now she demands attention. So now my hand is busy. Because I oblige. Yes, I oblige. So anyway, yeah. Things can get kind of funny and kind of weird whenever people get really tired. As far as that goes, like, I will become more wordy and more liable to kind of get a little wordy. Well, let's call it that. It is though. I'll start, like, explaining everything. My worries will become so much more obvious, and yeah. Polite society be damned. Apparently, in polite society, you're supposed to hide these things. No. Polite society be damned. I will just text about it and be like, oh my god, I'm worrying. Except I won't say, oh my god, I'm worrying. I'll just, well, I might at some point, like, admit that is why. Like, I'm nervous or something, but I'm nervous because I'm worrying. So, yeah, it's like that. It'll pass. It will. He'll get settled in at school, and it won't be as bad. And, you know, I'll go back to my regular job search. And I'll even have time to work on some of my projects while he's at school. Hopefully to sell them. But, yeah. Chris wakes up like a daisy. Like, I could never do this. Unless, like, there's something that startles me the fuck awake, or, like, an emergency that, like, you know, unless it is something that triggers an adrenaline reaction, okay? My ass is not getting up that fast, okay? I will lay there for a fucking hour, okay? I have to get up before Chris, so that I can be up in time for Chris. I need like an hour just to lay there and come to terms with the fact that I have to face the world, and then I need coffee. He's just like, bing! I mean, and the kid's not hyperactive or anything like that. He's pretty much got the normal energy for a kid his age. Sometimes he doesn't always know what to do with it, but he's pretty normal as far as that goes. He's just got a really fast metabolism. and I swear it results in some interesting things. Like his dad can wake up like that too. This is hereditary. If his dad hasn't slept well, he'll kind of be groggy, but like it doesn't take much. If he has something to look forward to, like I'm just like, hey honey, I could do this. Bing. You know, they're both like this, except like his dad is older and doesn't sleep well. But for his dad, it's for different reasons. Sleeping pills don't